everyone. I would like to read a book to you today. A book about bullying. Everybody loves a good bully book, right? This is called The Juice Box Bully, and the author is Bob Sorensen and Maria Diamandi. The Juice Box Bully. I know we don't have any bullies here at North Jones Elementary, do we? No, never. I'm so proud of that, too. Now, as Pete stood in front of his new class, Mr. Feltzer announced, "Let's welcome Pete to our team. Pete, you will be sitting behind Ralph." Settling into his seat, Pete pulled his hat down over his head so that only his eyes could be seen. And turning around, Ralph warned him, "Hey, buddy, they don't allow hats in class here." "You're not my mother," snarled Pete. Ooh, Pete didn't seem to be very kind at first, did he? However, being a new kid in school, that's kind of hard, so maybe he's just kind of off to a little rocky start, but he's going to get better. Maybe. After giving an assignment, Mr. Feltzer walked around the class and quietly asked Pete to remove his hat. Once he walked away, Pete poked Ralph. "Thanks a lot," he growled. Ooh. Later that day at recess, Pete didn't ask to join the soccer game. Instead, he just stood there and watched. Pete's not having a great first day, is he? He seems kind of snobby or mean or snarky or salty. I don't know. "Hi, Pete," Ralph said. "Do you want to get into the game?" "Not with those nerds," Pete replied. "I don't like those kids." "Well, what do you want to do?" asked Ralph. "Ralph's trying, isn't he?" Pete smiled spitefully. "Let's just steal the ball from them. We're bigger. We can have our own game. Leave those nerds out." "I don't think so," answered Ralph. "That's not how we do things around here." "Then I'll just do it myself," taunted Pete. "If you're so afraid." Ooh! Pete is so mean. Why would he want to start a brand new school acting like that? Pete ran over to the field and yelled, "Pass it to me! Pass it to me!" And when David passed the soccer ball, Pete grabbed it and ran off the field. "Hey, what's going on?" shouted David. Pete didn't answer. He ran faster and faster, and then he turned and he waved the ball in the air. At first, the kids just stood there like, "What's he doing?" And then they huddled together, and before walking over to Pete, Ruby and Lucy led the way. Uh-oh, now he's got the girls involved. You know those girls. They fixing to hash it out. "I know you're new around here, but what are you doing?" asked Ruby. "I'm playing with the soccer ball," Pete snapped. "Think you're going to take it away from me? Huh? Ruby didn't argue, nor did she threaten Pete. Instead, she softly but firmly explained, "Hey, it's your first day here, so there is no way you could know this. But in Mr. Feltzer's class, we all made a promise." What do you think that promise is going to be? We promise to take care of ourselves, each other, our classroom, and to solve problems peacefully. We promise that in class no one would stand by and just accept bad behavior. Ooh, I like it already. "Dumb rules and dumb promises," Pete said as he threw the ball to the ground, and then he just walked away angrily. Ooh, Pete's so mean. He's so mean. No, Pete. Oh, these, oh my goodness, these kids. The next day, Pete ate all alone. I wonder why. Nobody wants to be friends with somebody mean, right? When he finished his lunch, the kids raced out of the lunchroom while Pete trailed behind. Ruby ran up to Pete and asked, "Hey, you want to play soccer today?" "I don't play with nerds." "Oh, okie dokie," Ruby replied. She was just trying to be nice, wasn't she? "Hey, Ruby," Pete called after her. Ruby stopped and turned. "Nice shirt," he complimented. And then he took his juice box and he squirted it right at her. Oh, look at that. Why would he do such a thing? He ruined that white shirt. Oh, that stinker. Woo. "You are so mean," she shrieked at him. "I'll tell everyone how mean you are, and you won't have any friends around here." Ooh, she's mad. By now, Ralph and David and some others had come up to them. "Ruby, I'm not going to let you do that," Ralph said clearly. "Remember our promise?" "I don't want to remember the promise. Look at what he did." "We'll ignore him forever until he leaves the school and goes back to his old school," Ruby demanded. Ruby is ticked, wouldn't you say? I don't think she's wanting to remember that promise. And old Pete, he's just sitting there grinning like he did something, didn't he? Ralph walked between Ruby and Pete. "We're not going to do this, Ruby. I know you're angry, and you can tell Mr. Peltzer if you want. But we're not going to let you treat Pete like this, and we won't put up with this bad behavior either." They're getting on to Ruby. What? Wow. Why are they getting on to Ruby? She's not the one that squirted juice all over his shirt. She's not the one that stole the ball. Like, what? Why get on to Ruby? Oh, well, let's see. Ruby stomped away, leaving Pete and Ralph behind. "Hey, nobody's ever done that," Pete said. "Why did you stand up for me?" "Because I've been in your shoes and I've learned that being a bully doesn't work." It doesn't work, guys. Being a bully doesn't work. You certainly don't make friends, do you, being a bully? "And I'm not a bystander," Ralph said. "I don't stand by and let mean things happen. Besides, Ruby is my friend, and you shouldn't have ruined her shirt." So now Ralph's telling him, he's telling him in a nice way, "You shouldn't have done that." "Won't the other kids be mad at you for sticking up for me?" Pete asked. "No way. They all made the same promise. We talked about it for a long time with Mr. Peltzer, and every kid here tries to keep that promise." Not Mr. Peltzer. Man, he sounds like a good teacher. "At my old school, I got picked on all the time," Pete said. "Everybody just let it happen. So I started to tease kids before they could be mean to me." Really? Really, Pete? So since kids were being mean to him, he decided just to be mean to them first. That doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Ralph replied, "We decided that when somebody tries to be a bully, nobody will stand by and just let it happen. We will speak up, or we will ask for help from an adult, but we will not be bystanders to bad behavior." That means they made a vow. They're not going to just sit by and let others be mean. They're going to take a stand. I love that. I love that. The bell rang and it was time to go back to class. "They hate me. They'll never let me play with them," Pete said. Before Ralph could answer, David, Lucy, and guess who? Ruby came towards them. Oh, don't you know Ruby's about to give him a piece of her mind? Uh-oh. Ruby apologized. "I'm sorry about what I said. I cannot believe I forgot the reason why we made the promise. If we can remember to stand up for each other, school is a lot more fun." Isn't that right? Isn't a day at school a lot more fun if everyone's being nice and having fun together rather than arguing and fighting and disrupting. Oh, school can be so much fun. Wow, the kids here are way different than at my other school, Pete said. Maybe I'll give this promise thing a try. Great, let's go talk to Mr. Belzer, said Ruby. Hey, Ruby. Hey, hold up. Sorry about your shirt, Pete added. Ruby smiled. Oh, no worries. I kind of like the new look. Everyone laughed as Pete and Ruby led the way into class. I love this book. Oh my gosh. Okay, on the last page is the promise that these kids made. And that some of these promises are, I will speak up instead of acting as a bystander. So that means you won't just sit there and let somebody be mean to somebody else. You'll stand up. You'll tell the kid being mean, hey, what are we doing here? Why are you being mean? And then if that doesn't work, you can always go tell an adult, right? I forgive others if they make poor choices. Oh, I love that one. It's hard to forgive, but it's good. It's good to forgive others and just move on, right? I model good behavior. I accept others for their differences. I include others in group situations. And then I will talk to an adult when there's a problem I cannot manage on my own. I am powerful in making a difference in my school. By making these promises to stand up against bad behavior, we can put an end to bullying. Oh, wouldn't that be amazing if we could truly put an end to bullying and everybody just be kind? Oh, that would be amazing. So no more bullying, and we're going to stand up and we're going to be kind to others. All right, guys. So if you want to read this book on your own, this is called The Juice Box Bully, and it is available in our library. All right. Have a great day.